Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to remove these two screws that hold the fan assembly inside of the box. And don't forget to remove that little electrical plug. Then you can pull the fan assembly out of the housing. Next, we want to unscrew the one single screw. See that arrow pointing to it? And this is the most important part. And this is what I see most of the electricians or installers skip when they do this. They don't take that screw out, and they don't know that you can slide this entire assembly apart. So I'm going to give it a little bit of finagling, finesse it a little bit, and see it slides right out. It's got these slots that allow you to install it inside of the attic while reaching through after the fact. And that's what makes this a remodel box, which means you do not have to go up into the attic. So I'll remove that single screw off of the small box. This contains the wires. Now I've got my hot, my cold, neutral, hot, cold, and ground. I'm going to put that screw back in just so I don't lose it. I tend to do that. I'm going to open up the package of hardware. Now, these screws that come with it, you see how they're pretty long, right? They're actually self-tappers. These are the screws that are used for the bracket. So you'll use these to attach the housing to the bracket. This bracket folds. That allows you to get it up into the hole from down below. And once you're finished with that, you can go ahead and get started on removing your old fan. This is a classic fan. You see it pretty often. I wasn't able to access the electrical while it was up in there, so I had to kind of do it after I pulled it out. Next, what I'm going to do is check to make sure I don't have any joists or blocks or wires or anything in my way. Okay, so you can see that I chose to put my cardboard template cutout along one side, actually two sides, of the existing hole. That way I don't have to cut more than I need to. So I'll mark and I will cut using a reciprocating saw and just kind of working my way. Now, keep in mind, this is lath and plaster. It's actually got two layers. It's a little thicker than normal. Came out to like 1.25 inches thick. Pain in the butt to work with, and unfortunately a little bit of the paint chipped because it's so hard to work with. But anywho, next we're going to be putting the electrical conduit into the electrical box. Go ahead and wire up the hot to the hot, neutral to the neutral, and ground it up. So I put that back on. Remember, I kept that screw nice and close so I didn't lose it. Then I'll shove that, I don't know what we call it. Let's call it an assembly up in there. Next, we're going to get that bracket. That's the folding bracket, and that allows you to reach up in through from the bottom and not have to go up in the attic. What I'll do is put it where it needs to be, essentially mounting it to one joist. And that joist is there on my left hand, so I want to line it up. Then I want to double check that my left and right side are even. The cool thing about this bracket is it extends. So first I'm going to put the two screws, one on each side. Those are the smaller wood screws that come with the kit. Then I'll go ahead and extend the bracket, push it up against the other joist. It extends quite far, I think all the way up to 24 on center. And once I push it out, I'm going to make sure my left and right side are even. This is kind of tough. You got to have good control of the screw and the gun. But you get up in there, screw it to the other joist. Sometimes the other joist is pretty far away. Okay, so my installation might be a little different than yours. I have 1.25 inch lath and plaster. This fan is designed to be installed in 1/2 inch or 5/8 drywall. So I actually had to bend this flange on the bottom, and you may experience the same thing. So I kept this in as not to hide any of the trade secrets. So once I get this pretty close to where I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and screw this housing into the bracket that I installed. Then I'm going to work the assembly down into the slides like I showed at the beginning. Make sure that locks into place. That way, the fan and the plug is accessible. As you can see in here, we did all of this from down below. Now I'm going to put that one screw back in. I don't know if you noticed, but there are actually two holes. That lower hole is if you had the 1/2 inch or 5/8 drywall, and that upper hole is if you had to finagle it like I did. Either way, it allows you to do the whole entire thing from down below. Now, I usually put this off to the side, but for the video's sake, I wanted to show you when you're ready to reinstall it, you just slip it right on in. You're going to put the two screws back in, put that plug, and then you're done. Hope this helps.